Hi, this is Matt with Bicycle Adventures. I have been here for 8 years in multiple different roles. I currently mostly work in mountain bike tour development for Sacred Rides and Seattle Mountain Bike Tours. And I've had the great pleasure of building many itineraries for bicycle adventures, as I love the road bike and I love to dream and I love to be with guests out on the road. The American Alps tour came up a couple years ago under a custom project for a family. And while on the tour, they said, "Why isn't this in your catalog?" I said, "I don't know." And so I said, well, let's spend the rest of the week fine tuning it and coming up with a great name. And we walked away with the American Alps and a really wonderful tour. Added a day to it. What it is a tour that starts in the North Cascade National Park on road bikes. We covered a couple passes, do an amazing descent down into the Upper Methow Valley, which is where we spend the first couple nights. The second day, we hop on road bikes and go up this beautiful Chouick River. Roads are quiet. The road surfaces are smooth. We eat a couple meals that are pretty darn good. There's not very good cell phone reception up at lodging, which is pretty darn nice to actually get a genuine escape. On the third day, we do a little bit of a fat bike excursion where we hop on these fat bikes with 5-inch wide tires and ride our bikes at about 3 miles an hour, and it makes everybody laugh a little bit to cruise on these soft pillows. We go to the Goat's Beard wall and make our way back into Mazama for a pretty memorable lunch. Then we put on our hiking shoes and climb up to Blue Lake. We look for some mountain goats. They're there about half the time. Super beautiful, a little bit curious. And if they're not there, then we're just gonna have to look at the beautiful alpine lakes, big peaks, the Liberty Bell, just really amazing sights. Bring your camera for sure. As we transition from the west side of the Cascade Range down into the east side, where it's generally called the dry side versus the Seattle side, or the west side is the wet side, we're going to make our way down into the Intiat Valley, find a really beautiful hike at Silver Falls, and do a lot of downhill coasting back out to the Columbia River, where we'll then shuttle into our host for the last couple nights in Leavenworth, which is what we call Little Bavaria. This little town is super beautiful. Every detail in the town is in Bavarian theme. There's a lot of good sausages and a lot of good beer and a lot of good biking. And this is a great place to spend a little bit of time walking around, taking photos, of course. And we'll hop back on our road bikes, head out to Lake Wenatchee. When you get out to Lake Wenatchee, even if it's a little bit chilly outside, it's a pretty good place to go hop in, like especially after a ride. It's a wonderful lake to jump in the water, eat a lunch, and then if you've had your fill, get in the van, and if not, get on your bike and take a different route back into Leavenworth for another night in town. And then on the last day of the tour, we're going to shuttle up to the top of Snoqualmie Pass to a small place called Hyak, going to get on our gravel or mountain bikes and go through the longest bikeable tunnel in North America. It's going to be cold, so you're going to start with your coats. And when you get through this 2-mile tunnel, you're going to hand your coats to your guides and then coast downhill for another 22 miles on a very gentle grade to Rattlesnake Lake. And then you're going to have some lunch and then continue down to the beautiful Snoqualmie Falls, where you're going to do lots of high fives and I think you're going to thank your guide because you're going to have just delivered a pretty amazing vacation. And yeah, it's a really special tour. You get 2 sides of the beautiful Cascade Range. You get to do road bikes, fat bikes, gravel bikes, hike, swim. There's a lot of good food. There's going to be must be 4 or 5 different rivers that we spend time riding next to, several bodies of water. And it really gets to tell you really get a story of the one of our gems of the Northwest. So give it a shot. It's a ton of fun, and if you don't like it, then you can tell me all about it.